Welcome to Surf Dudes with Attitude. This is Pete from New York City. Guys, it's so good to be back.
Oh boy, it's so good. Hey, it's me, it's Zach, your friend. I'm in Tennessee.
And George Howell, the producer from Hershey, Pennsylvania.
I think we can probably stop telling people where we're from. They should, if they don't know, they don't know. Like
Yeah,
they
maybe
should memorize it.
Next episode we can be like, I'll be like, I'm Zach, and you can check and see where I'm from if you want to listen to previous episodes.
I'm gonna drop a pin and let you guys know the latitude and longitude of where we're at. You know,
are you interested in where I currently am? I did say that. I guess I didn't say I live here because I wanted to be coy. Also, where in Tennessee? It's a long state. It's not very tall.
It's only long.
It's only long. It's got only length, no girth.
It's like this. It's like a surfboard, basically.
I live in the
on
surfboard
its side.
of states. Yeah.
Lots of oceans around you in Tennessee.
There is a lot of water. It's among the wettest.
Oh, how you two doing?
Good. How about you guys?
You know, I guess this is our Valentine's Day episode. Like, we're a little bit ahead. So, would you guys be my Valentine this year?
Oh.
I'd rather just record than spend time with another human being. This is very fun for me.
I mean, just being completely honest, I'm kind of holding out for someone else.
Well, I will say yes because no one else will. But not just because no one else will, but because I want to.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Jesus
this is
Christ, George. This is easy.
Zach, I was waiting for you to ask me to be your Valentine. Like, this is all awkward now.
No. George.
You know, Zach,
I already have a Valentine. I'm sorry. He's right here.
This is awkward.
This looks.
Zach, you didn't have, I don't know what you got. Did you do anything for Valentine's Day in homeschool? Because we definitely did in like elementary school.
Yeah, we did.
You
we
made
did.
Hearts out of construction paper and shit?
We sure did. We sure did. You know, we made them for family a lot of the years. I don't know how odd or unique that is because we just did it.
We did not do that at home.
Yeah, we
away
did it
from
at
school
home for many years. I mean, like almost too many. And then I think at some point we were like, "Hey, do any of us like doing this, or is it kind of weird now?" And it was a little bit weird. It was like, "Yeah, I'm 25. We can stop." I don't remember what the age was, but there was a homeschool group event when we.
Since you bring that up, like every Valentine I have ever gotten has been bullshit. It's like some really shitty misshapen heart by some like third grader.
You're still getting a third grader giving you Valentine's Day gifts?
Back then.
Well, that's okay. That's the thing. In elementary school, you had to give a Valentine to everybody so nobody would feel left out. So we used to have what these were called desks, Zach, a desk in front of you, and you made a little pouch out of construction paper, and then you would go around and literally give one to every single person. And so then you would read it all 25 or whatever. So, and then you get candy hearts, and they said little things on them. I'm sure you probably had those smuggled in for you, but did you have to learn about Saint Valentine because you were religious?
I don't know anything about that guy, to be honest. Not back then. There was one, so we had a homeschool group in our county, and so we'd get together for like field trips and different things. And there was one year that we all did Valentines for each other, and it was a similar thing. Like everybody got one. Not a huge group of kids, like maybe a dozen families, but they didn't like all do stuff every week or every month when we would do gatherings. But yeah, there were a lot, and I got some Valentines. I think it was the year that
my fuck.
It was sick. I think it was the year that Toy Story 2 came out because there were a lot of Toy Story themed Valentines.
Tim Allen, big fan, big idol of yours, I guess.
Pretty up there. Yeah, I love that dinosaur too.
Got a bunch of Valentines.
I wonder if there's a that's really good. I wonder if there's any band episodes of Home Improvement we could do. I don't remember one. And
there is actually. Yeah, the youngest kid starts a band.
Well, he becomes goth. Are you sure he actually starts a band?
And he is in a band in one of those episodes.
All right, we got to investigate.
Yeah, and because they have a garage band and it's too loud, and Tim just is not. You know,
he's not having it.
Supportive, but come on, he's a working man.
Did Wilson and him talk about it over the fence about noise? And
Wilson was like, "Hey, you got to be supportive. He's just a kid."
You're paraphrasing, but that's a really good Wilson impression.
Thank you.
Do you remember how they made a big deal out of them showing Wilson's face for the first time? Like anyone gave a shit.
Did they actually show it?
One episode, yeah.
I didn't see
at the
episode.
end.
I think it was towards the end.
What? I saw. It's the first time I saw his face was on So Home Improvement was actually a show that we watched pretty regularly. So
I'm clocking these. Do you understand? Okay.
Yeah. No, I remember there was I think it was at the end of it all. They did they had an on-stage Q&A thing where they played it, and that they all come out, and then he comes out and he's covering his face, and then he moves his hands and shows his face. And I was like, wow.
What if he had a laryngectomy and he just had no throat, and that's why they had to keep covering it up?
Oh,
I made up that word, but it sounds right.
I fell for it.
He was in a movie called Silverado that I watched in film class in college, and
the Western.
Yes, the Western, and
I love that movie.
He's a very small part in it, and he gets stuck up basically, so somebody comes to rob him, and they tie a bandana over his face.
No
so
way,
his face is still covered.
What? I didn't realize that was him. From the movie.
I watched it in a classroom of 600 other kids. It was one of those enormous classrooms, and I'm looking around, losing my shit, and I'm like, nobody's gonna get this but me and my future friends on this podcast.
Oh man, that's the second reason why you wanted to start this.
I don't know how much more we want to talk about Home Improvement, but I definitely remember what episode it jumped the shark. If anybody's interested, real quick,
I'd love to.
There's an episode where Jill believes in aliens, and Tim doesn't believe her, and it's a ripple in their marriage. And she talks to Wilson about aliens, and they do an entire X-Files thing. They dress up. She has a dream sequence where they're in the X-Files. So,
wow.
Even in that universe, I was like, I'm done. Get back to the Mustang, Tim. You fucking cokehead.
Wow.
Even by Home Improvement standards, which is low, it was awful. But
yeah, I
digress.
So, gentlemen, we gotta talk about the wardrobe. Pete, are you wearing a Beetlejuice t-shirt or what is that?
I'm not actually. It's close. So I was playing on tour, and we played with this band called Keep Flying. You can see, and we were playing a festival, and we were the two headlining bands. It was the last day of our tour. And I was like, who is this band? There's so many members in it. And then to my surprise and dismay, I was like, oh my, there's a bunch of horns. People are dancing on stage. Is this a ska band? And they fucking killed it. It was so fun. And
nice.
And they're apparently they're 6 people in the band, and 6 or 7 people, and they're from 5 different states. And they had just gotten off tour with Save Ferris. That week or something. So they're still fucking killing it. And they had all this amazing merch, including it's just a picture of, I don't know how they got away with this, to be honest. It's just a picture of Beetlejuice with their band name. But I guess it's also their EP cover. So I'm sure they actually had to pay some rights to use it. But yeah, it's colorful, festive. I like ska, I guess now.
Now you do.
Yeah, but wardrobe, Zach, I think you're dressed up as every single character from this California Dreams episode.
There is
a
little bit of that. Yeah. There were a lot of good outfits, and there were a lot of outfits that I almost had. And
okay.
I think this comes closest to. There's a vest that Sly is wearing with these colors and vague shapes, and it's very much in this vein for the first first few scenes that Sly is in it, he's wearing a vest with this pattern. So I knew this was the time.
So while we're going, you'll have to cut the sleeves off of it and
we're going to turn this baby into a vest. I feel like we're going to probably see a lot of this top throughout the episodes, and I might pair it with other things, but this is a damn fine top.
Damn fine top. Damn fine cup of coffee. Speaking of Valentine's, there's some romance in this episode. There's some straight up like fucking in this episode, and we're going to talk about it.
Yep. This is.
Are you kids ready to jump into it?
I think so. I think something's happening to the internet.
It's a rhetorical question. We're going to do it, okay?
So like
currently, because
Zach.
I don't.
Oh shit!
Zach, are you still there?
I think I am. I here? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay.
That was wild. You're like, "Are you ready?" And then everybody's face just became like the circles. You know what? I got too excited before this episode, and I drank way too much water, and I need to pee. I'm just gonna pee before we actually get into the content. You
okay,
can cut that out. Or
well, the patrons are invested, and they're gonna watch. So
you're right.
You better go,
right,
sir.
Go ahead.
Number one,
we got to get him a stadium,
pal.
I got too excited. I drank too much water. You fucking camel.
I got excited like a horse in a trough.
Because he was like, I drank, and I was like, oh crap, because like Zach's been sober for a while, and I'm like, what did? Oh, water, cool.
So touring, how'd that go?
That was actually the last show we played was actually with them months ago. This is like the longest we've been not on the road, but we're usually kind of dormant during the winter. I hate it. But I'm trying to get more shows with these guys. We're talking with their agent. So
cool.
I'm like, just fucking take us on the road, man. Just let us piggyback.
Winter's a good time not to be touring.
Yeah, you can like, you usually get some good offers because a lot of other bands don't want to do it. It's harder to get people out. It's cold. And you could set up an entire tour, which we've done, and then had to cancel it because of like a snowstorm. Like we're supposed to get a snow tomorrow, but now with global warming, I'm sure it's gonna be like 2 inches.
Yeah, we keep getting winter warnings for here, and it's gonna be like 40 degrees. That snow's not gonna happen.
Zach, you left, and we're talking about old man snow stuff.
Yeah, thanks a lot. We had that awkward conversation because you're not here. It's like,
Jesus Christ.
What do we talk about? I don't like you, and you don't like me.
I don't want you to be my Valentine anymore, Zach. Right? You just you
wait
left
a
me
second?
hanging.
What did I do? I did nothing. I can't fix your relationships. Only ours.
Okay.
Only 50% of it.
Now, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
It. All right.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Here we are. Let's do it. Here we are. Episode 11 of season 1. They shoot videos, don't they? Came out on November 21st, 1992. Wow. So we got a music video centric episode. And I was like, of course, we had read the synopsis and we asked you last week, what you thought this episode was going to be about. So I was like, damn,
we're close.
Yeah, we're probably not. I didn't think we were going to get as much music as we did. And we did. And we were blessed. We had to sit through a couple episodes with nothing. And now we got showered with musical gifts from the California Dream Gods. Zach, do you know? So this episode called They Shoot Videos, Don't They? Do you know what the original They Shoot Horses, Don't They movie is about?
No, I do not.
I legit have just looked it up. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
The lives of a disparate group of contestants intertwine in an inhumanely grueling dance marathon. It came out 1969, just rated M for mature.
Wow.
It's like The Running Man, but it's a dance marathon. It has and Jane Fonda in it. Damn.
What?
Yeah.
Does it look awesome? It sounds awesome.
Okay, I'm going to read you the story. Gloria is a young woman of the Depression. She has aged beyond her years and feels her life is hopeless, having been cheated and betrayed many times in the past. While recovering from a suicide attempt, she gets the idea from a magazine to head to Hollywood to make it as an actress. Damn, that's already super dark. I'm trying to find some kind of like linear clue as to why they would call it this, other than shoot videos or whatever. Robert is a desperate Hollywood citizen trying to become a director, never doubting he'll make it. Robert and Gloria meet up, decide to enter a dance marathon, one of the crazes of the 1930s. The grueling dancing takes its toll on Gloria's already weakened spirit. She tells Robert that she'd be better off dead, that her life is hopeless, all while acting cruelly and bitterly, alienating those around her, trying to convince him to shoot her and put her out of her misery. After all, they shoot horses, don't they? What the fuck?
Whoa! Okay, I can see some parallels between this episode and that movie. I don't want to spoil anything, but
The fuck?
Jesus. Yeah, I'll watch it. You want to see this movie?
Yo, we should do this on a side project. We should just literally watch it together for a Patreon thing and just be like, what?
Okay.
I didn't think they could get that dark back then.
That's not a bad side project idea of watching the movies that these episodes, or at least their titles, are based on.
Oh, I'm so down with that. Bonnie Bedelia is in this. She was Holly McClane and Die Hard. Bruce Dern, Hollywood legend. Some guy named Red Buttons. You know, this
That's
is
just a time when you could be like, when you could sign up for an audition, and they'd be like, "What's your name, there, kid?" And you could tell them it's
Red Buttons.
And they'd be like, "All right, fair enough."
That's good because we got a Blue Buttons working on Studio Lot C. That's my old timey transatlantic voice. Do you like it?
I love it. I hope to hear more of it. In fact,
anyway, our previous guest Katie probably has definitely seen this movie, so we should ask her if she wants to join in.
Yes,
getting a lot of good responses from our episodes so far. We want to thank everybody for listening. You guys want to write us at any time. We're at surfdudeswithattitude@gmail.com, and you can find all of our sites at surfdudeswithattitude.com. So,
do we have a PO box in case somebody wants to send us, like
anthrax? Yes,
anthrax.
we do.
I was going to say Valentine's, but either way, beggars can't be choosers.
Yes, we do. It is 1653 Lidditz Pike, number 1070, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, 17601.
Oh, poor George has to go out the Lidditz to pick anything up. But guys, send us anything. We'd love it. Send us California Dreams merch. We'll put it on. Zach will wear a midriff. We already said we would do it.
Come on. I do it every day.
Okay.
You don't know how high this shirt goes or low.
Yo, I'm literally wearing shorts today because I was cleaning up around his house, and there's no underwear underneath, so you can't see, but it's free balling up in here.
Yeah, so if you wanted to lift your leg a little high,
yeah, pull up Philip Seymour Hoffman and Twister, of course.
Exactly. We'd see what the spatula's there to scoop.
Oh, so the plot of this one of They Shoot Videos, Don't They, is that Sly convinces the band to shoot a music video and chance to win $10,000, but he insists on Matt kissing another girl. It drives a wedge between Matt and Randy Joe. So Randy Joe, back. Yeah. We are at Sharky's for the first scene. Tony is working. We don't know what day it is. And Sly comes in with a camcorder. I tried to look up what camcorder this was, but there was really no context clues other than it being huge and bulky because it's 1992.
Sure. That's all they made.
Sly wants to shoot a music video. He's already starting to shoot B-roll for it. And he makes this pass at Jenny, basically. So he's basically like, you don't know it yet, but you're my future wife, the future mother of my children, or he says something to that effect. So Sly is back on Jenny now. We're getting this like every other episode thing with that.
Yeah, I and the previous episode, he and Tiffany were pretty hot for each other, and he was pretty heartbroken about it. So, we're back to classic Sly. Last week we were kind of some of us were surprised maybe by his character and some of his choices. This go round,
Yeah,
pretty par for the course.
yeah.
Back old classic Sly. What I like is that like Jenny's response just further cements her as like a middle-aged woman.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's like I'll be your wife when Murphy Brown marries Dan Quayle.
Oh my God, that line! I also wrote that. That is like
I had to look it up because I'm not old enough.
You don't know, but you know those two names, right? Murphy Brown and Dan Quayle.
I know
right?
those two names, and I needed to remind myself of what it was. And
you know what it's like?
Think some of the listeners won't know.
It's like a Mad Lib, basically, where you took a year, you took two popular culture icons, and you took a verb, and threw them in a lazy ass blender. The joke doesn't make sense, or does it? I
don't know because I didn't watch the show Murphy Brown. I did watch a like best of thing, and I was like, this. I almost dressed like Murphy Brown. That was almost going to be my. I was like, all right, this is the direction I'm going.
Finally, you could look like Candace Bergen, of course.
Fantastic fashion the whole way through. But yeah, it's like it's a show. It's an attorney show. Is that what she is?
I don't know. I was like, do I have to watch the entire series of Murphy Brown before this episode to see if this joke works?
I believe Murphy Brown was a reporter.
Not
reporter.
Attorney.
But why? So Dan Quayle was the vice president to
George Bush Sr.
George Bush Sr., of course.
Right.
So is Murphy Brown a Democrat in the show? I'm trying to make the joke work for Jenny's sake.
Right. Is it like
why would these two ever get together?
She's a reporter. She should be independent.
She should be impartial.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. She should be.
It's almost like they didn't. They just. It's almost like they didn't care about the quality of this joke and how it was going to last for 30 years.
I mean, one is real, the other one is not. So,
like,
but forget that. Why? How is this for children? How would any child get this joke?
Murphy Brown was the popular show at the time, and Dan.
This is for the parents watching the show with their kids. I think. That's the only thing I can think of. But even then, it's like the Big Bang Theory, where there's no jokes. It's just reference, set up, punchline. But it's upsetting, and I'd like to move on because if I keep thinking about it, it's just going to boil my blood. So we see Tony is hot for chicks in this episode again.
He's kind of been reduced to just that for this episode.
But he is with. I mean, spoiler alert. But later he's with we don't see Jasmine, but he says Jasmine, and Jasmine is from episode 5, I think. Right? Dream Man episode. I think she was at Jenny's sleepover. So I was like, okay, there's some continuity. And speaking of continuity, Randy Joe, he's back.
Randy Joe's back.
I cannot every single time I'm like, this is the last time I have to say goodbye to her. And she keeps popping back up. But as George said last week, this is officially the last episode that Randy Joe is in. But
I will believe it when I stop seeing it.
Zach, it doesn't make any sense, though, because they're so in love, this couple. Unless they're an on-again, off-again, or unless they're a non-monogamous couple. What the hell? Because Matt was trying to kiss another girl earlier.
Yeah. Judging by how her reaction is to some of the happenings of this episode, I don't think they're non-monogamous. But I think it's on and off again because he was trying to kiss somebody else a couple episodes ago, and they do sort of have the desperation of an on and off again relationship.
Okay.
Like they're very obsessed with each other, and there were obsessed couples in high school that definitely were like up each other's butts, just like exclusively. but like they do have a bit of the insecurity of a like back and forth kind of relationship.
It's true. It's like super hot or super cold.
And it's super hot in this episode, and then it doesn't stay that way.
It's a bit of a toxic relationship with these two, but for as of right now, they're on. From a production standpoint, it's possible that maybe she filmed three episodes back to back, and they're just they're just shown out of order, because there's really nothing in these episodes to show. Like it's not like they said, "Hey, remember last week when Tiff and I were together," or whatever. They're purely episodic in the way that you don't have to see one to get the other. And again, it's for adolescents or tweens or whatever. But still, I demand some kind of continuity.
I have a question.
I'm so here for it.
Is this a chore that you want to take on? That you reorder the season's episodes in a way that actually would make sense to their lives? That's
hilarious you're asking, because I was talking to somebody on Reddit when we were talking back and forth about Baywatch, because we both had just watched all of it, and he sat there and he reordered all of it. Wow. Because seasons 5, 6, and 7 are a fucking mess. They were, because of contract disputes and scheduling and all that, like storylines are just dropped. They're picked up. Somebody's got cancer one episode, never mention it again until like 8 episodes later or something. So that show at least tries to be some kind of linear timeline, but somebody sat there and figured out every single one. So I almost want to rewatch it. Do I want to do that with this episode, this show?
Yes.
I don't think I have enough context clues, to be honest. I don't think so, because we can't even decide what day of the week they're on. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna figure out when this is taking place in any kind of Mayan calendar.
That's true. I think things like this, like the relationships, Randy Joe is the one thing that is an easy starting point.
Okay.
Because you can take the Randy Joe episodes and kind of like, okay, there's probably an order to this of like the escalation of their relationship. There might be some order to it. And then, I mean, like the Battle of the Bands that happens where they've already lost to the same band like 2 years in a row. So that's got to go way at the end. Like that's not, like that's episode 2. That's got to be like episode 12 or 13.
Okay.
Because now it's like we've been through that. So
the Randy Joe ones are in order, I can say. We have 1, we have 4, and then we have 11. So those are in, as far as like the first one,
yeah,
he's just starting to meet her. He's very nervous. The second one, they're together. It's her sister's wedding. The dreams play the wedding. This one, there's no clue about that. We're not going to see her again, but we don't, unless they recast the actress. This is the most I've ever thought about any subject ever, and it's Randy Joe's appearance. It's not like at the end she's like, you know what? If anybody gave a shit behind the scenes, they'd be like, I can't believe you kissed that other girl. It's something I'm not going to be able to get out of my head. I think we should part ways now. And then the episode would just end on a downer note. But it would make sense that we never see her again. But no, they went out and they're like, I fucking love you. I fucking watched that music video thousands of times and baited to it. We're definitely sticking together.
Unless, well, see, I think we can fill in the gaps a little bit with other episodes that don't center around Matt and his relationship, and be like, that happened. Their breakup happened off screen.
Okay.
Or hey, 2 years later, now it's Battle of the Bands, and yeah, they broke up. It's been 2 years.
You know what? Why don't you do this chore?
No, okay? I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But I do think it's
worth doing. Maybe with some of our fans. I think our fans can really show you guys got to step up. All right.
The fans
start bringing something to the table. We're doing all the work back here.
Please. We've given you a lot. I've got notes. From every episode.
Yeah, we can just hand them. You can just copy our notes. All right. It's like a Cliff Notes version.
Play by play of what happens, so that I'm sure to remember what happens.
Speaking of what happens, did you notice there's a burger in this scene, and it's used as a projectile, Zach? So 2 episodes in a row, we got food.
Okay, so I would put these probably close to each other as well.
I don't shut
food
up.
and catering.
So Sly is trying to get the band on a music video contest on Video 99 TV.
Oh,
That
yeah,
just
baby.
screams we're not allowed to say MTV at all.
Yeah.
Like they wrote a note being like, you cannot say that. So
For sure.
I don't know what Video 99 is. Anyway, the winner of this music video contest gets a trip to New York, but it also says $10,000.
That's
I didn't hear. Did they say $10,000 in there?
They did. It's $10,000 for the winner
And a trip to New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you live in New York, so to you it wouldn't be far. You'd be like, well, I'm here, but the 10,000 would be. Oh, that'd be a pretty penny, and
I think it's one of those scams.
20,000.
It's a scam, dude. I think they meant that it was a $10,000 trip to New York, which means they probably get kickbacks from the airline, from hotels, from limo services.
They said both. They said them separate. They said we get a trip to New York, and
there's got to be so much fine print.
So bad, and then it was like, and we get $10,000
of just spending money, just fuck off money. No. That's a lot of money. It's like 40 grand today. Maybe. I didn't check, but it's probably a lot.
It's 22 grand.
You know how many things you could do in a New York minute while spending that money?
Oh my golly. So much.
I have a question in this scene, speaking of fashion, because you're almost wearing something like that. In two parts of this episode, Sly and Tony I think they're wearing a green screen. Did you notice that? They're wearing just like a block green shirt, and I'm dying to put something on it. So I'm trust.
Oh, that's a great idea. I have a green shirt, the same color, and I almost wore it. But I knew it wouldn't be enough for you, Pete. I knew you.
No, that would have fucked with my rods and cones. I really like what you have on right now. So
thank you.
If you're not on Patreon and you can't see Zach, what the hell are you doing? All right.
Hey, and Patreon. I hope it's worth it. It's worth it. Is it worth it?
Once Zach reorders all these episodes, it's
going to be worth it. No, I won't do it, but our fans will, and I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be really great. We won't rewatch it.
Everything will make sense. All the jokes will land.
We won't rewatch it, but we will message the YouTuber that was so kind as to upload all of these episodes 12 years ago, and we'll be like, "Hey, we have a suggestion for your playlist."
Hey, Elaine. Let's get your shit together.
Elaine, there's a California Dreams YouTube that's not official, but that also uploaded all of these, but the quality is not as good.
Not as good.
So Elaine, thank you.
You're doing the Lord's work. Thank you.
I hope to have Elaine on one day. Can we have Elaine as a guest?
I mean,
love that.
Do you think she knows about us?
Is she alive? I don't know.
We're bringing her so much traffic. Do you ever think about that? Because California Dreams is only streaming on YouTube. It's for whatever reason. Maybe it's rights. Maybe they just don't want to like show people how good shows used to be. It's nowhere else. So Elaine is probably getting a huge surge in traffic and being like, "What is up?" But
and until us, like all of the most recent comments are from like. It's mostly 11 years ago. There's some from 7. I'm checking now. Oh, there's one from 3 years ago, and then there's ones from us and
timeless. Why aren't we should be commenting on this? We're definitely gonna hit that as far as promotion. Guess what, fuckers? You love the show so much, prove it.
There's a little bit of being shy and also hoping that that nobody removes it.
Oh, same. Let's just cross our fingers. I don't know what we'd do then. We'd have to just do that home improvement podcast. So anyway, Sly says that they have to shoot Saturday. So again, we don't know what day it is, and they have to shoot Saturday. I don't know why, but because it doesn't make any sense, because weeks later they watch this on television, but we're going to get to that. But first, we're going to go to the kitchen, and I got a bone to pick with both of you guys. Last episode, you said you were so adamant saying that Matt is the older brother here. But Jenny straight up says, I'm 16 years old. So how old is Matt? Huh?
Matt is now 17.
I don't like how easy you answered that. He's never said he's 17.
Has he ever said he's 16?
Yeah, because but everybody else is 16. They're having Sweet 16 parties. Kelly's 16.
Somebody's got to turn 17. Why not Matt?
You're being a real Dan Quayle right now. You know that?
Why do you think he's 15? Do you think Matt's 15?
I think they're twins.
Oh,
that
they
is
could
what I
still
believe.
be twins because they're the type of twins that would definitely, or I would say Jenny's the type of twin who would definitely point out their age difference. Even if it's by
last
like
episode, you guys were so adamant, at least pushing the narrative that he's definitely older. Anyway, you're right. We don't have enough clues.
He is the big brother. He is technically older. We do know that. We did get that confirmed. And
we don't know by how much.
17.
It could be a year. It could be a minute. So, anyway, Gail and Dick are being real mushy this whole episode. Their anniversary is coming up, and they're just not even hiding it. They're talking about when they met, when they were honeymooning, and then at the end of this scene, they're like, "We're gonna go to the beach. We're gonna they're gonna fuck.
They're gonna fuck on the beach.
There's no two ways about that. Like, no, they're basically like, don't bother us. We're bringing this blanket. We're fucking.
Let's go for a long walk on the beach." And he's like, "Ho ho ho ho! Don't wait up.
Tide is definitely coming in." You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I do know what you're saying. It's a sexual reference. Was I right?
You were right.
Okay, I did know what you were saying.
I hope to be, when I'm Gail and Dick's age, I hope to be fucking randy as hell and constantly having sex. That would be great. I love that they love each other. Oh my God, I don't want to think about it. That's going to upset me. I purposely left out.
If we look up their age,
no, please do not.
Not that much older than us.
What if I'm older than Dick or Gail right now? It's possible. Don't look it up. God damn it.
No, I'm sorry. I'm curious.
Well, while you're looking it up, I was really upset here that Jenny got a piece of cake and she put it down. She didn't eat any of it. She put it down by the sink. She was done with it.
Oh, Jenny. And
Matt in this scene, it looks like he's wearing the wall of a Texas Roadhouse as a t-shirt.
That
gotta buy you time, Zach.
No, it's a great comment. I'm sorry for leaving you hanging. No,
I
was like, was that helpful?
Am I older than Dick?
I couldn't remember his real name, so I had to figure. Oh no,
Michael Cutt
died.
God damn it.
He died on Christmas Eve.
I'm definitely older than him. I'm definitely older than him now. So
he was born in 65.
That doesn't help me. I got to do math then. 65,
yes, we're getting there.
95. Wait, he was 1965? Are you telling me he was 27 years old?
No way. He was. No way. Is this the same Michael?
The show came out in 92. He's 27?
No
fucking
way.
Kill me.
Hold on. Hold on. This
you
can't
gotta
be the right actor. Holy shit. No, it's got to be the wrong person I'm looking at. Michael Cutt is the name of this actor. Okay. Found it. He was born in 1965.
I am 14 years older than this asshole.
Oh my God.
Okay, costume department, I take it back. You guys did a great job making this dad look like a fucking dad.
Seriously. Holy shit.
What about Gail?
27. No way. I'm looking at him again.
It's possible you fucked all this up.
No, he's not screwing that up. He was born in 1965. Gail Ramsey was born in 1948.
What the fuck? What about a May-December romance for these two?
What?
Are you fucking kidding? She's 17 years 47? Older than him?
47. I'm sorry. This is the best. This is the best part of this. This is the best time I've ever had on this show.
So I'm not older than Gail. But what the hell? Do you think that
Michael Cutt was only 17 years older than us?
Like notably younger than all of us.
Do you think he do you think he tried to play like he auditioned for Matt? They're like, no, you're a dork, but we'll make you the dad.
We'll make you the dad.
With this goofy hat.
We just loved Michael so much that we wrote him apart because they were going to be a single mom family. Wow.
Oh my God.
That can't be right. That's insanity. I'm sorry if you guys had to wait for that, but it was worth it.
Oh my God. So 40, what is this? So Gail was in her 40s, right? Early 40s?
Mid 40s, yeah.
Mid 40s. Okay.
48, 92.
46.
Yeah, 46.
Is that right? No, 44.
44. You're back with the math podcast.
Oh my God.
You're back with the math cast. I'm going to just cut the first one out and use that one. Okay. Here we go.
Thank you. I am blown away.
How did it take 11 episodes for us to find this out?
This is why Dad wasn't on the episode going forward, because he probably got a job as a teenager on a different show.
Wait.
This all came about because we were like, man, I hope we're still Randy when we're their age. Like,
I was their age when Obama was in office. Fuck.
I know.
Well, wait a minute. Maybe George can help us out. But like, what anniversary were they celebrating? They were definitely because Sly made a joke later. He's like, "Is this the 50th anniversary?" So are you telling me this is like the 20th? Maybe.
My guess would be 20 because these kids are around 16, 17. So they probably
did Michael Cutt get married at 7 years old?
I would have guessed around
canon?
20. I didn't catch it. That I don't think they really said what anniversary it was.
He was 7. He was a child bride. He was a child groom. It was a purity ball.
I mean, he would have been 27 when shooting that. If that birth date is correct on IMDb.
That can't be right. That's got to be a mistake. George, Wikipedia this guy. Find his obituary because he's dead.
Sly was 20 during the time of this. They were 7 years apart. They were peers. They were basically.
No, they definitely.
Like, was Michael Cutt, Richard, was he like going out with these kids and like hanging out? Like that's definitely too old for some of the younger ones who were like 17, 18. Like he's probably not hanging out with them. Some of the ones who were in their early 20s is like, maybe.
So he started acting.
Night of the Demon was his first one.
Night of the Demon?
That was his first one.
Nice.
And that was you're right, George's right, it's in 1980.
Yeah, he would have been 15.
Possible.
Oh my God. This is
all right, we gotta get out. We gotta keep going, guys. We gotta keep going.
Ever.
This is insane.
Holy hell.
We need
okay.
I would say we need to get him on the podcast.
They're fucking just fine.
Rest in peace, bud.
They're having sex on the beach.
That's
27.
statutory.
He doesn't give a shit.
What's going on? Rape right there, man.
Anywhere.
I don't want to blow up Gail, but like, come on, that's illegal. I don't care what decade it was. It's not right. Yeah. It's not right.
It's not right.
I've
27 to what is she? What is
44.
She? Mid
44.
Okay. Like, yeah, if they had met right then, whatever, they're both adults. But they've been married for 10 years.
Even a 10-year anniversary is suspect.
It is suspect.
That's what I want to say. I have no segue to get to the next part, but still, Matt.
Well, here's what we don't know. What if the older siblings are not Richard's kids from a previous marriage? Dennis is definitely was both.
He came from Richard's ballsack for sure.
He came from Richard's ballsack, and maybe before they got hitched.
Yeah.
It might have been like a little bit of a like
marriage. Wait, but no, it has to be Gail's previous marriage.
That's what I mean. Yeah, Gail brought these kids in. And like he's been their dad for 10 years. He's their dad. Like they were kids.
God,
they were single digits.
We need to find their real parents.
Like in college.
Uh-huh.
Like this is still not great. It's not a good look for Gail.
No. This would
Or
make
Melody.
sense that they're homeschooled because like you can't let that secret out. And they're probably taught that this is okay to just marry off when you're 7 years old.
I'm picturing this. I'm looking at this and just scenes from it. They look the same age.
I think
Like-
this is confirmation bias, though. We need to go to Wikipedia or something. There has to be an obituary on this person. This poor
there's
guy.
gotta be
I don't want to trample his grave.
pictures of Michael who like where he's dressed not like a dad. Somebody mentioned in the comments too that it was like he looks like an ex-football player. Like you don't
He's still
notice
growing. He's still in puberty, basically. He's so young.
Exactly.
No, he's definitely in pretty good shape. I mean, you can definitely see in this episode how he's got like a dad bod, but he's pretty built.
Well, and then in the like previous episodes where he was in a t-shirt and he's doing man stuff. It's a guy thing. In that episode was the first time you saw him out of like a dress shirt or like a polo. And it was like, oh yeah, he's built. He exercises regularly. You know? I would say he's got a fit dad bod if he's got a dad bod. Anyway.
Okay.
So I did find a LinkedIn page that I do believe could be his, and here it says he acted from or he was a self-employed actor. If this is him, he would have graduated from an acting school in 1974. So that would make him have an approximate birth date of 1954.
Okay. So
maybe IMDb has it wrong, is what you're saying.
I mean, this is what actors do. They want to be as young as possible.
Wow. Wait, so is 65 to 22? Did somebody get these dates mixed up of like that's how long he worked? Because his IMDb reel has a black and white photo of. Oh, it's got a video. I'm not playing it right now, but it looks like he might be a child, and it's black and white.
No, that's an episode of Who's the Boss?
Oh, he's not the child in that. He's
That's Judith Light in there.
Okay. Well, I tried.
Okay,
Wow.
It's just going to be a mystery. If anybody out there is a film noir detective and can help us out,
I will
do it.
Yeah, if he's 37, that is still surprising because I would say he's just going on looks in this show. I'd put him in his 40s. Though I think I'd put him in his 40s.
Okay. All right, we got to move on.
Okay, but yeah, 37 I can buy. 27 God, I lost my shit. That was so funny.
Okay, good.
How much of that staying?
I don't know.
It's like an hour of just
Speaking of movies, I guess we could get to the next scene. Matt and Jenny are at the movies. We got
a little mixed matched after the fucking the cop. So back in the kitchen, after parents leave, Matt's like, I got a date with Randy Joe, and then Sly's like, hold on, pal, I got to show you my script for the music video, and it turns out he's got a sweet idea. Where groupies attack him, and then the queen groupie corners Matt, and he lays a big smackaroonie on her mouth, and that takes away her powers as being the queen groupie.
I might have been writing a note during that part. There's really some mystical Samson and Delilah shit going on here.
Yeah. Also, isn't that kind of what he's implying that the groupies want is to get a smackaroo? So why would that steal their powers? Wouldn't that enhance their powers?
And so all the groupies are drones, and she's the queen. Is that what he's saying? It's like a sci-fi.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He wrote this whole thing out, and he didn't.
Yeah.
He spent time on this, maybe more than the writers did. I
believe that. And they were they're concerned
Matt is concerned.
Jenny's concerned. Matt's like, nah, Randy Joe's super mature. She'll be fine with me kissing. It's just fake. It's acting. And then it like cuts to the movie theater and Randy Joe's like, absolutely not. You're kissing anybody. Nope.
Yeah, they're being kind of jerks here. They're being real loud. The theater. I don't know if you've had to deal with this. I'm terrible at confrontation. So I'm just like, please, can somebody go tattle on them? And like, I don't have to. Like, I don't want to be that guy. Because what happens if they're like, yo, did you narc on me? And I'd be like, what? What are you talking about?
I
was getting Twizzlers.
I think I've hushed someone one time.
Oh, how did that feel? Did it go well?
It kind of worked.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember them quieting down a little bit.
Zach, what movie do you think they were? Yeah, it's I'm satisfied. What movie do you think they were seeing? I have 3.
Okay.
I have 3 options.
We're now in. Is it November?
Yes. We did one of these last week, but these. So they have to be their opening weekend for any of these to work. So we got Home Alone 2.
Oh.
Bad Lieutenant, Harvey Keitel, and the one I think that they were watching to fit the mood, Malcolm X.
Nice.
Although Bad Lieutenant has Harvey Keitel's penis, so at one point Matt is like, "Look at those people on screen; they're just acting." You know,
that's true. It could have been like the penis scene.
It could have been Harvey Keitel and his penis.
Look, that means nothing to the people looking at it.
Mr. Jones and me, yeah, for sure. Anyway, Randy Joe is like, "Well, how would you feel if I kissed Dirk Nelson, the football captain?" And I don't know if this was a joke, but I laughed. She's like, "I'd kiss his muscular lips."
It was.
Was it a joke?
I don't know.
Actually, she's not good at delivering it, but it's still funny.
It is funny. I want to start referring to lips that way that are on strong people.
Yeah, instead of like pillow lips, they're like, that man has muscular lips.
Well, you've kissed some strong lips, I'm sure. Where you're like, whoa, those lips are not pillowy. There's a lot of muscle behind those smackers.
I gotta be honest. I was editing one of these podcasts. Like, I asked you just kind of flippantly. I was like, "Hey, Zach, do you ever think about kissing?" And you're like, "I think about it a lot."
Yeah, I still do.
That comes up in my head a lot every time I think about kissing.
You asked if I was a top or a bottom lip kisser.
Yes,
and I alternate. I've discovered I alternate. I'm a top and a bottom. I'm a switch. That's no surprise to anyone, but I do tend to go for the bottom lip. Okay. That's usually like my initial in.
Telling.
It tends to be the bottom.
All right. You heard it here, folks.
So does that make me...
I won't pontificate. I'm sure.
A top or a bottom kisser?
I think you're a bottom lip kisser, if that's like your go-to.
So does that make me the top because it's their bottom lip? Or it's me bottom because I go for the bottom?
Subby little doggy boy in that scenario. This is the first time we've seen in Matt and Randy Joe's relationship some toxic traits. Okay, and it doesn't really stop throughout the rest of the episode, but it's not as bad as Randy Joe's sister. But maybe this like runs in the family, that they're just terrible people, and they get very possessive and jealous, and that's the people they kind of attract. So
that makes sense. I blame the parents.
They seem pretty absent. We don't know how old they are. Maybe there's a huge age gap between those two.
Let's look it up.
So this next scene actually had one of the other times I laughed in this episode. I don't know if you're ready. They go to the garage and they're about to shoot the music video. And sidebar, I'm kind of upset that all the groupies there are they're only women. Like, what's up with Jenny and Tiffany as two cisgendered heterosexual women? What are they supposed to do? Just no male groupies. That sucks for them. But anyway,
I think
Matt
this is
straight
Sly's. I blame Sly, the author of this video. There was a, speaking of, sorry, this goes back to the beginning. And so like, I won't linger on it because it's probably going to be hard to like splice it in or whatever. But there was a moment that made me laugh that I was just like shocked a little bit. because I had never heard the term before or heard it this way. But when they're at Sharky's and Randy, Joe, and Matt are gross and kissing,
yeah,
like Tony leans over and he's like, now, Matt, no chewing gum in class unless you brought enough for everybody.
I did a double take. I didn't write it down, but I was like, is he saying he wants some of that?
I think so.
Okay, Zach, that was a rule. I don't. You did not go to school, but what's it called when you're no cap? What do the kids say?
No cap.
I'm older than Michael Cutt. I don't know. No fooling. Basically, that is what happened in class. They're like, that was one of the ways that they could get around. They don't want kids to, chew gum. So they were like, unless you brought enough for everybody, you can't have it. And it was like, I don't know.
I am familiar with that from movies. Maybe Leave It to Beaver, a show that was around. But but yeah, I hadn't heard it. So it's not that I wasn't familiar with the term at all. I wasn't I'd never heard somebody use it after somebody was kissing.
Somebody was
just like
smooching.
making out and being like, "Hey, bring enough for the rest of the class." Like it was so like gross and hilarious. I don't know. I couldn't tell. I was conflicted. You know what I mean?
I stay conflicted. I have no answer for you.
I was conflicted because Tony's he's very misogynistic in this episode, and in general, he says a lot of things. So I'm like, I think this is kind of kind of a gross way, in in the way he talks about women as accessories is just like, hey, trade it around. Like that sounds, but it was such a good. Like I'm gonna use it, not in a gross way, but I'm definitely going to use it.
I don't believe you.
And it might be gross.
Okay.
I don't know. We're going to see.
We're going to see.
I'm definitely, I'm going to use it next time I see someone kiss that I'm friends with both of them and maybe
make it two random people. I don't know. As a bartender
at the dog park.
As a bartender, every time I see two people just like honking, making out at my bar, I'm like, yeah, like I get up in there. And usually they're cool about it, but I had one couple that was like, "Will you back off?" And I was like, "What? You're at my bar. You want to drink?"
Wait, you get all close and you're like,
I just am like, I'm like, yeah, where's my kiss? But I definitely say it. I definitely read the room, and usually I'm pretty good at telling. So anyway, I want to get back. The part that made me laugh was Matt saying, "I don't want to kiss her." Randy Joe's pissed. She said, "I promised her I wouldn't." And this Sly's like, "No, it's the coup de grace to the whole point." I don't know if it was worth it to bring it back to that, but I found it interesting that Sly is the girl that's going to kiss Matt is the one that he's interested in. So does that make Sly into cuckolding or hot wifing if he's not into the humiliation aspect?
Sure, it might be hot wifing.
Yeah. So he's like, I really need this to happen. Basically, he's going to give her a role in this to, get in her pants. But it's like, I need you to kiss my friend and like lay a big one on him. And I'm going to film it for later.
Yeah. Well, you do hear a lot of those old stories from old bands of door people or security or managers being like, yeah, I'll let you get with the band, but you got to blow me first. Wow. You gotta get through me. You gotta give me a blowy. You've heard those stories.
Yeah, where they're just like, nobody has to tell me how my day was. Everyone just wants to go see Bon Jovi backstage.
Yeah,
I could see how that getting to them after a while.
So maybe it happened already. Maybe he was like, yeah, hey, I'll get you a smooch-rooney with Matt, but you gotta give me a kissy poo first.
He would call it a kissy poo.
He would.
Dead on. And she had to do a kissy poo on Matt, no consent Garrison. So I guess they are filming. I guess this is a second unit that's filming, because like the first unit is probably going to be shooting the band, and then this is going to be the other stuff.
Yeah, probably.
So they film it. She kisses him. Randy Duke gets pissed, walks out.
Yeah, because they didn't even. He was like,
George
"I'm not going to do it. I'm going to shake hands instead,"
which I would have loved to see, actually.
Which would have been awesome. So yeah, they get into it and like goes for a handshake.
George brought up a good point. Why didn't they just use Randy Joe as the person in the video? Because Sly wanted to get with her. I think that's why. That would have made a lot more sense.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a little anecdote, since we were talking about Full House a couple episodes ago. Kirk Cameron has had like a second career doing Christian films, and there's one called Fireproof, Zach, that needs to be seen to be believed. Basically, he takes this thing called the love dare, which, like, no matter how bad your relationship is with your wife or your partner, it doesn't matter. Read this book and do this dare and have God enter your relationship, and it's going to be fine. Anyway, he's a firefighter. The movie's stupid, but there's a scene where he kisses his wife, and he is so dedicated to God that he won't kiss anybody but his wife. So in the scene where he actually has to kiss his wife, which is the coup de grace of the whole film, of them like getting back together, they take the actress out and they put his wife in a wig that looks nothing like her. And they film it from the back, and then so he can kiss a person, which is actually his wife, that is dressed up to look like the actress that we've seen for the 85 minutes preceding that. So just wanted you to know that.
So they could have done this even just for the kissing scene. Basically, they should have taken a page from Kirk Cameron's book.
Did you remember? I don't know. Jonah Hill came out with a movie called "You People" like 2 years ago or something, and him and. Okay, it was like a Netflix film, but him and the lead actress, speaking of kissing and kissy poos, him and the lead actress did not get along. Like, they had no chemistry whatsoever. It's basically like a guess who's coming to brunch thing. And you can look it up, that the scene where they actually kiss is CGI. They're superimposed onto each other, and it looks so bad that they added like confetti in the background and foreground to distract people from the fact that it's very obviously these two are kissing in two separate rooms in two different parts of the country. So look amazing. That up. In the meantime, we're going to go back to Sharky's. Tony has the green screen shirt on. Speaking of CGI, nailed it. Sly is trying to help Matt because he has fucked up this part of the relationship, and he tells Randy Joe that he is sick and despondent, and it says something like he's sweating so much his face looks like bacon, and the whole point is that Matt is not sick, and Randy Joe calls him bacon face, and I kind of chuckled. But I did notice here that Matt is super pissed. Everybody in the band's like, I've never seen Matt this pissed at Sly, but he has not fired Sly. Sly is still the fucking manager. That's fucking work ethic. That is dedication right there. Yeah, I love it.
Well, they've kind of just been doing nothing related with each other or anything. So it's like he's just getting some distance. He's mad. He's very mad. And yeah, he arranged this non-consensual kiss. You know, it's pretty rude.
Let's say they win. Let's say they win this fucking competition. We're gonna jump it. Like, is Sly even invited to go on this trip with them, or is it just the band? Like, you wouldn't invite your gaffer or your best boy, would you? Sorry, I know you've done some best boying.
I've been a best boy or two. I've gaffed once or twice. Please take me with you to New York when you win the contest.
You know where
we did know that he's getting 10%.
We find that out in this episode.
We finally do. He talks about getting 10%. So
it's not till later, but yeah,
$10,000. He's going to get $1,000.
I mean, I guess this would count as a gig, but I think that's $10,000 spending money, but we still don't have that confirmed. But so you're gonna get 10% of a fucking flight out there too? Come on. But yeah, that's a big deal. We waited 11 episodes to get a definitive answer, and 10%'s on the low end for an agent, or a manager.
Yeah,
she's like
it is.
15 to 20. Like a booking guy gets 10 to 15, but like an agent or a manager, 10%
He
is
doesn't
kind
know
of
what he's
lame.
doing. Yeah, he should do better.
I mean, he gets more gigs than any of our fucking managers and agents ever got. So good on
for
him.
sure. But I mean, he's getting he could be getting more.
Yeah.
That's
So
the area he doesn't know. He doesn't know he could.
sorry. I'm so excited because we're going back to Matt's room. And guess what?
Yeah.
The piano. The
The
piano's
piano.
back.
He's playing this dang thing. He's playing piano. He's got a few notes.
Did you notice something else? Did you notice something else? Please tell me you noticed.
Oh man, I noticed.
I know you don't.
The chord chart poster was still up.
It's something about Matt's room.
Yeah, the chord chart poster was still up.
Okay. Not bad.
He also had the Tom Petty poster was still up.
Okay, you're so close, but what are posters attached to?
Walls.
Yes.
Was it the wall? Did he have a wall poster? The wall poster?
No, not the
Pink
wall.
Floyd's The wall?
The wall. Matt's room isn't painted.
Oh, okay.
The whole point of the painting episode.
No, but I think it was Dennis's room. That's what I thought last week. I thought it was Dennis's room that was blue because he said it looks like a freaking Motley Crue motel.
It's a Guns N' Roses hotel room. How dare you?
George thinks it's Matt's room. All right, I'll probably. Okay. Then that. All right, fine. I will give it to you. This is Matt's room. It's supposed to be blue, which means
it's out of order.
The painting episode goes after this, so we're figuring it out. The painting episode goes later in the season,
so
which is after Sly. The Sly and Tiffany episode is
that's
the same
true.
one, so that makes sense. So he's all hot for Jenny right now. Sly's hot for Jenny currently because it's middle of the season with Randy Joe. So somewhere in the middle.
Lose this band competition. They lose the video competition, and then later they are ripped off by the lighting equipment. So it's not a color flag day or whatever it's called for California Dreams. Okay, I did have. We're supposed to have a guest. So I'll ask you, Zach, has a guy ever called you 13 times? I was really upset.
That is a lot of times.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. And have I ever called anyone 13 times? No, I haven't counted though. I haven't gotten to a point where it's like I gotta also keep track.
Yeah, that's psycho.
Yeah, I've
calling anybody now is psycho.
That's true. Yeah, and when we were young, back when we were kids, we had to talk to their parents just to get to them, or maybe their siblings. Hello, Mr. So-and-so.
All right, calm down. You were born in 90. Okay.
I know, but remember, I mean, it was landlines. We still had to get through parents to like, hey, is so-and-so there? I need to talk.
When we were Michael Cutt's age, you had to do rotary phones, so...
I had a rotary phone.
This is also when Tony mentions Jasmine. So, like I said earlier, I'm really surprised that he's. I think she could have been there. I don't know if she's in the music video later. I don't know. We're gonna have to figure it out. But we're gonna go back to the kitchen, and Tiffany's telling this story about. It's a romantic story, I guess. But I looked up some of these terms that she was using. That she was riding a wave, and then she got snaked by this Barney. And so I looked up what a Barney was. Do you know what it means, Zach?
No, I wanted you to tell it to me.
I mean, I know. I want to make sure you do. A Barney is an amateur surfer. Like supposedly it is like I'm not going to fuck this pronunciation up, but a haole? The Hawaiian term, Haole. That's what Hawaiians uses for people that are outsiders. And basically they don't like outsiders. The same way in California, you know what they call Arizona people that come in to surf in California?
Dusters.
Wow. I mean, no, that's really good though. But they call them zonies.
Zonies.
Don't want them in there. So people think that this either came from Barney Fife or Barney Rubble, which are both like idiotic fool people. But basically it just means like somebody that does not have any business being on the wave, and usually they fuck things up for everybody. So just in case somebody's looking this up or somebody was a surfer, because this was, I don't know, you have to look up on Encyclopedia Britannica. series to like, figure out if this stuff was true back then before the internet. So, and anyway, she's telling this story, and Jenny keeps telling her to stop because Matt is back there, and he's just being a fucking depressed Danielle about his breakup.
Oh, sad.
He's just, oh my God. We've all had friends that have gotten dumped or broken up or something. Maybe not under these specific circumstances.
We've never been dumped.
No.
We're too cool.
Not when we look this good. Not in that shirt. Who could dump you?
Dump this.
All this? No, forget it. I'm on a podcast.
Way.
You definitely want this.
Yeah, you can't dump this. I'm embarrassed.
We got 4 more seasons of this gold.
That's right.
But what do you do in a situation like that? Your friends are upset, but you're like, yo, you gotta stop dragging everyone down, man. There's plenty of other fish in the Baja Sea.
Yeah, we don't know because we never do the timeline. So this could be anywhere between like 1 day and 13 weeks. So
suspiciously specific, 13 weeks. If he's still bummed out at what is that, 3 months and 1 week, he's calm the fuck down. Or
I know.
It starts in January.
But if it's 1 week, or 1 day, then it's like, yeah, I probably toned down my romantic talk around recently dumped people for the first little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think that's. But like also, that feels like a thing you grow out of to a degree. Now I've never been like divorced, like so that might be like no, it just breakups, more serious breakups. Like a divorce is a pretty serious breakup.
Divorce is serious. So
that might be one where it's like we're not going to talk about our engagement around Jonathan. Because they just got
and Tomothy just broke up.
Got freaking divorced.
But usually a divorce is like, it's not sudden. It's like you might see it coming for a while, and a divorce happens. It takes so long to do it.
Sometimes more than 13 months or weeks or whatever the time may be. And then how long do you have to respect that? How long is it your responsibility to coddle their broken heart?
Well, in Matt's defense, he was cool about it. He was like, it's fine. Basically, I understand that love exists outside of the vacuum that is my life. So except the entire song that he writes is all about how love does exist outside of the vacuum of his life. Oh, that's the title. That should be the title of this episode. It's fucking shoot videos, don't they? It's bullshit. We're gonna go to the garage, and it's so funny we're talking about Michael Cutt so much because he literally looks like he is dressed in this like striped shirt that looks like a child, and now I know how old he is. He looks like the fucking like a character from Mad Magazine. Like he just looks so goofy. And now knowing like how much older his wife is, you think she would be like, Nick, like, I gotta go outside in public with you. Like, put on something respectable. But that's what I was thinking, that this is a Valentine's Day episode because they're getting fucking red tea to go out. They're just loving each other. And anyway, I don't know. Matt doesn't want to hear any more of it. And he's like, I must be insane. Everyone's got somebody. And then he starts writing this song. And that's when Sly comes in, apologizes. They're fine. But then he starts filming. So... I'm having to barrel through these scenes because we keep finding stupid shit to talk about.
I know. I had to pull up the tab and remind myself what outfit he was wearing with this little striped kid shirt.
There's one vest that there's one two-tone vest that's red on the back and like it's like a tie design on the front that's like gold rings or that was my favorite. I was hoping you'd have something of that caliber, but again, you look at Jackson Pollock of all Sly right now.
Yeah, I did love that one too. There were a lot of good outfits in this in this episode. In the music video shoot too. They all had some good.
Oh, and Tiff looked super good there, but before the video,
I just didn't have it in the right color.
you could pull it off, and
It's
then
true.
I'll pull it.
No,
off.
I have that top, but it's in black. It's not in red, but it's like identical. I was like, oh, I'd wear that, but I didn't want to squeeze it in. I didn't want to.
Speaking of
it.
hot, squeezing, moist sex, Gail and Michael are about to go out, and then we're in the kitchen.
Yeah,
do you think Gail? It was funny because we were supposed to have a guest on, and I was like, I can't ask this, but since it's just you, do you think Gail has some kind of like fuck me bodysuit underneath all that? Because we found out this episode they love public sex. So I think they're getting ready to go out and commit some minor fucking petty felonies or whatever it's called.
Petty felonies. Okay, when they're in the kitchen,
yep, they're about to go out for the night, basically.
Yeah. I think so. I'm looking at it, and I'm imagining what they both might have under there. And
Okay.
I think
He's
it's
got
great.
full BDSM garb underneath, and
Absolutely,
he's got
the leather,
corset.
the straps across his chest.
Get it? You realize when they got together when he was 7 years old, she had to be like, "No, this is true love. Age is just a number. This is gonna be my man." And they like survived the test of time. Everyone's like, "This isn't gonna work out because like he doesn't have all his front teeth." And she's like, "No, it's gonna be love.
It's gonna be all right. We're gonna get there." I still think maybe Dennis is only theirs, and maybe he was a college student. It doesn't make it a lot better.
She was his professor, maybe, because he might have been a professor. He's a professor too. We found that out in the first episode, and they've never referenced it again.
You're right.
Maybe she was the janitor.
Maybe so. While he was training to be a professor.
Oh, I love it. Anyway, so they're like, we're gonna cheer Matt up. Let's get a band practice together. Make sure everyone's available literally right now. So they had to call on landlines, making sure. What if Tiff was out surfing? But she was somewhere because she comes in right, and she's like got a milkshake.
Yeah.
Basically, that's the gag. Is that Sly is perpetuating all this so he can still film them and exploit Matt's depression. He puts Dennis into it. He puts trash ass Dennis right where he belongs in the fucking garbage and gives him a camcorder, and he's like, "You're gonna film this shit so they don't see it." And everyone's got some trash to throw out. That's the gag.
It's a pretty good gag. I'm always happy when they do any gags.
We're pretty light on them. This is a dense fucking episode, but we need some more jokes, guys.
Yeah, they didn't do many.
The trash
jokes.
can has never been there before, right? Ever, right? And everyone just treats it like this has always been there, and I'm upset.
They
by
all
that.
got trash
because I don't know if I showed you, but I downloaded an app where you can build your home from the inside out with the 3D render.
Did.
And I was doing the Garrison's kitchen and their garage right now. That's as far as I got, but I'll check my sources. But there's no fucking trash can there. I put a palm tree there, but there's no trash can.
There is a palm tree. There is no trash can. Well, maybe it's along the fourth wall.
Okay.
Maybe the trash can typically sits along the fourth wall, so we don't see it because we're looking right over top of it.
Do you think they would be like, "Why is the trash can there"? Probably not. Band practice to do.
Probably not, but I do want to keep track in the next couple episodes because this might help us order them better. When did they move the trash can? Is this the first time it's moved there? This might not be the first time. We've
never seen it. We'll never see it again. This is never going to come up again.
Okay, this is the Randy Joe chapter, so I'm still thinking Randy Joe happens somewhere in the middle. It's not at the beginning or the end because he's with the different people.
All right.
So yeah, trash can just moves around. Sometimes trash cans move around.
That's a big trash can. That's like a fucking 50-gallon trash can or something. That's enormous. Why do they need that? They're a family of 5.
They can't comment on everything that's new.
Okay.
They've only got 22 minutes per episode.
You're right. I'm not qualified to answer this. You know what I am qualified for? Some music stuff. And
oh shoot,
Matt says, "Hey, you guys want to work on something new?" I got cooking basically. And they're like, sure.
Yeah.
What is it? And Matt's like, it's an E flat. Watch me for the changes. And then we hear this abomination. We hear a 10 count on a click stick, and then a low tom and kick drum intro that is a completely different and no
tempo
it's
and
a
feel,
completely
no
different
instrument.
tempo and feel. It's almost like they accidentally put the wrong one in, and they're like, we're not going to fix that. Like a 10 count.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. We know what this song's supposed to sound like because we've heard Matt playing it on the piano.
Yes.
Writing it, composing it. Mm-hmm. And we know again what it's going to sound like because we hear the whole thing eventually. Yeah. This is and we know that this is supposed to be the same song.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Golly, they fucked up.
We're going to do a time jump. Are you ready, Zach? This is like one of the first times that they've maybe mentioned that weeks have passed.
Did you call me Zash? I
think I called you Zach. Is it possible I called you Zash? I phonetically said your name.
I heard Zash.
Zash.
Roll back the tape.
Well, you sashay away. I'm really sorry.
Like sneaking in a nickname. That's fine. That's fine. Pronunciation's hard.
Yes, Zash. It's been a couple weeks.
Yes.
And Sly has summoned the band to be present. And basically he's like, I put you in the music video against your wishes first, and then without your consent second, and I filmed you in secret. And I thought we were going to see I thought it was going to be a bad music video, meaning like poorly shot. I thought they were going to do trash cam at this point. Yeah. Was not prepared for what came at me. I don't know. What were you feeling right before this happened? Apparently, the TV show is on. So while he's talking, he could have missed it. But he's like, guys, I thought he was going to you already had the VCR in there. But no, this is fucking live.
It's live.
So he's down to the second.
He timed this perfectly. I mean, Sly, holy man, this is great. Yeah, he timed it perfectly. It was just like, hey, this is my thing. I did this without letting you know this is terrible, but you're a finalist, so that's pretty good. And then they great, happy about it, and turns it on for the announcer to announce the California Dreams, which they're still going by the California Dreams, so this also might affect our timeline a little bit.
But he did. Like, Randy Joe is outside. We don't know that yet, but she's outside. Yeah. She said so, and she's watched the video a bunch of times, as she says later. So, how long was Sly fucking sitting on this information? Weeks. Because he got a letter. He probably had to get a letter in the mail for it.
Oh, that's true.
So
maybe he got a phone call.
So So before we talk about this video, because we gotta talk about it. It's either this was shot over the course of at least 2 weeks or something like that. It said 3 weeks, I think. So over the course of 1 week, send a video in.
3 weeks? Why it was 3 weeks?
Yeah. They said it's the past 3 weeks have been whatever.
Okay, he does.
So
okay,
it does say it. So they would have had to shoot this video because the big elephant in the room is the video is not shot from the trash cam. It is shot from every angle possible.
It's amazing.
There's close-ups, unless he was saying, I was just shooting this for a demo reel or something like that, and they didn't know that he was going to send it in. But they made it sound like this is all secretly filmed, nanny cam style.
Yeah.
But it's got lighting, it's got direction, it's got B-roll, it's got a fucking narrative. So he's following him around everywhere.
Are you there, Pete?
Did we lose Zach? He's just you should see this picture of Zach. He just looks so disappointed in me.
Is this my fault?
I think that he just shut down. He
looks like a robot that's like, how long are you talking?
This in his head.
Sorry, it's back.
Okay.
I don't know if that was that my fault.
Have you had a chance to reboot from the shock of all the different sequences that took place?
There's so
video?
much. It's incredible. I think it could be a mix of. Do you want to? Are we going as though that didn't happen, or do you want to start back at
what was the last thing you heard?
I heard that you were going into.
Oh my god! I think he died again.
No.
Yeah. He just keeps shutting down. I don't know.
This just fucking episode.
This video this music video killed him.
I'm back. You were just describing how the music video was shot and how it was shot from so many different angles. We get close-ups, we get wide shots, none from the trash can. I might add. They didn't use any of that.
Bummer.
Footage.
So I guess.
And this is a huge camcorder, like, because I was thinking, okay, maybe he had it like hidden on his body somewhere, and he was just like walking around. I think it could be a little bit of what you said about he maybe was like, hey, I'm just gonna get some B-roll. He's been fucking around with the camera for the last few weeks, so they didn't know he was gonna turn it into a full-on music video. But
I think Dennis is either. I thought Dennis would be fired because none of his shots were usable, but apparently at the end of the episode, it's that's not the case. But
well, also, did you notice the Matt solo performance that Sly had like walked in on? There are
also
shots
not in there.
There are shots. No, they are in there, not from behind, but he's wearing the same thing. Okay. But there are two different outfits. Sly snuck around filming him at least two occasions
because he's solo as he's playing the piano.
He's just composing this song.
Okay, and then with the whole band, and Matt is switching from guitar and bass, guitar and keyboard. But he also has outside shots. He not only has shots at Sharky's, but he has shots at the movie theater. So is Sly fucking filming a bootleg?
Yeah.
Of Bad Lieutenant of Harvey Keitel's dick? Oh.
Maybe he got a little bit of dick in there.
Did you see? I got to talk about.
Wait, was this the first time we've been outside ever? I think it is.
Holy shit, this is the front of Sharky's.
I'm rolling. I'm looking at it.
I think we saw the front of Sharky's. Finally. Because as he's like walking in.
Yeah. Is that supposed to be
also
Sharky's?
For this? You can see when they're at the window, the shots when they're by the window. That it's obvious like a painting or a picture or something, but you can see that Sharky's is right on the beach because you can see a hazy beach through the side.
Yeah, that's what we did. We predicted that. Awesome. That's okay, but also, Did you see the one shot of just Sly like in the car starting to kiss the girl and? He's straight up making revenge porn at this point. Like he's just straight up making like a whole video porn. And
I made a note of that
placed in there.
He's the only one that knew that this was like that's not a candid moment. Maybe she didn't know. Maybe Dennis is over here like filming him give a smackaroo to her.
No, it's definitely like I set this up on the dashboard. Like you want to be a star, don't you? Kind of thing.
Was it in a car or is it?
Yes, it was in a car.
Okay.
It was in like a Cadillac or some kind of like drop top or whatever. I know this is gear talk, obviously.
I know cars. I've been in a car before.
We have a poignant Gail and Dick moment as they're like having breakfast or brunch or something.
A poignant Dick moment.
Yes, it's almost like they're on a patio. So is this part of the Garrison household as well? Like we're getting multiple sets here.
We are. This was incredible.
Can I be honest, dude?
Yeah.
Like. This song, I learned literally the entire song and not just like flippantly like, oh, I think it goes here. I learned the whole song start to finish and the song grew on me. I was singing it today afterward.
What?
So just like I would literally write this out for anybody because like I learned the entire song. It does start in E flat. That is true. The only way to make it work is you have to have a capo on the first fret because the rest of the song, after the intro, does a crazy key change down one half step to D. So the intro is E flat, A flat, B, then D flat. Key change, crazy. You do a bunch of walkies. Then it's D, E, F sharp, G, and then B, D, E. Big dick energy from this song. And then the chorus,
big
when he's
dick
like
Garrison energy.
the chorus is basically like, it's look. The song is pathetic. Like the lyrics, it's not good. But this is by far, mark my words, this is by far the most in-depth, thought-out song that we've heard yet. The chorus itself is fucking catchy. It goes D, E, F sharp, G, and then B, F sharp, D. And it's like, okay, that's actually like a cool back and forth. And then we have a bridge that starts on B, C sharp, E. And then it does this walk down from F sharp, E, D, and then E to A. Does the chorus twice more. Ending tag is D and E. And then the outro is G and D. So this is a lot of chords. This is a lot of parts. They all work together. At first I was like blown away by the actual music video and how insane it was. But then I was like, I literally listened to this for maybe like a half hour, learning it by ear because nobody else had it on YouTube. So I was like, God damn it. But I was trying to learn the bass. There's a couple like twangy notes. As we see in the video, Tiffany is well in her pocket of just doing 3 to 5, 3 to 5 on the whole thing. Sure. But Matt is actually playing, and Matt fucking rips that solo, man. I gotta admit, man, that he it looked good. If they got the little porn star pixelation After Effects,
which is what I predicted this episode would be about. That it would be porny, and
there was revenge porn on here. There's outdoor sex. This is the kinkiest episode by far. I'm sorry to go about that song, but like I legit liked the song. I like the song. This is the song that I like throughout the most of the show.
That's wild. I didn't feel the same, but I think it's because the lyrics really
they're so cheesy.
They're so bad. Like that the thing about like how you're you write best when you're sad or when you're angry, when you dig from the emotions. It's like lyrically this is low on Matt's like what his capabilities are. He wrote it fast and it just I did like a lot of the melodies that were going on in the chord progression.
Most of these songs they do are 3 chords at most, and this has a lot of chords, and the key change it's 2 vastly different feels. But I learned the little guitar lick, and it's actually I did it with a capo, but like it's actually not easy to play. Like it's some weird fingering, but he's doing it. I will happily do this for a Patreon video or just for some content because I want this to not be in vain. Basically, that I learned this.
I want that too.
So Matt is straight up stalking Randy Joe in this video, and I guess it's a sign of love because he's so depressed they aren't together anymore. And it's still from this like dumbass kiss. Like it's insanity that's going this far, and especially if they've had such an up and down relationship, you think they would have gotten back together by now because like it's just that time of the season. Anyway, so the fact that this was just on TV. There's no voting at all. So there was a panel of judges or something.
I guess so.
Usually you think they would have the public vote or something, but no, they're basically like, here's the California Dreams. It's our last entry. And guess who won? Not the California Dreams. Some band named The Riddles. What kind of music do you think they play, Zach? Zash? What kind of music?
Ska.
Fuck. That's a great ska band name.
Yeah, it is.
You knew way too fast. I'm the one wearing a ska shirt. I should have fucking figured that out.
You did know. You just wanted me to say it. You want to make sure that I knew about it too.
They don't win, and I guess it's so we don't have to do like an outside shot of them going to New York because that would make ordering these episodes very difficult. They had like a shot, but it could have been like a great end of the season. Why don't they put this last and like, we're going to New York, and then the next season could just be like, hey, school's about to start. You know, how was your trip to New York?
Fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
We spent $10,000 or $9,000 because Sly.
Okay, so maybe because they don't. Okay, maybe because they don't break up in this episode. Maybe this is the last episode of the season. They didn't go to New York. Never mind. Sorry.
That's a bummer. I was going to look up, maybe George can look up who this guy was on, what is it, XZ99 TV, whatever the fuck it was called. Video.
Oh, yeah, somebody in the comment section said it was, who'd they say it was?
Somebody? Was it somebody from the Monkees again, like we had last episode? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's somebody from the Monkees.
Wow.
No, I didn't write... I should have included it in my notes. Somebody else did some sleuthing, and I didn't note it.
Well, while you look that up,
for us.
that the last shot of like them, like, oh, how much did you have to pay Dennis? And he's like, nothing, man. Like basically, he like pimped out a child for Dennis.
Yeah,
it looked like a sister situation, but what are they gonna go do? Oh, well, and before that, they're like, Randy Jo comes in. I'm sorry to jump ahead, but Randy Jo comes in. She's like, I love that song. I listened to it thousands of times. And they did that TV trope thing of like, as soon as they got done with the video, they turned it off. It's like the way everybody does, like when they see a news program or like breaking news. As soon as whatever is relevant to their life, they like shut it off. And like, if there was something on the news that had something to do with my well-being, or like, I would keep that shit on, because what if there's like more information after the commercial break? But
I agree.
That's always bothered me.
It's the least realistic thing about television is when they turn off the TV ahead of time. People don't do that.
But anyway, Matt is like, oh, we're gonna go outside, and this is the least coded thing they've ever done, where they're like, we're gonna go outside, and they're like, what are you gonna do? And they're like, we're gonna go talk. Right? Isn't that what they said? That we're going to go talk?
Yeah, and then Tony goes, or no, was it Tony? I got it in my
Sly, I think.
Sly's like, yeah, do some talking for me.
What? He still wants in
and
on
gives
this.
him a high five. It was like, what? That's more of the chewing gum type talk. You know?
You think if they got caught fucking, they'd be like, I learned it, like, and their parents were upset, be like, I learned it from watching you, Dad.
Yeah.
It's just an odd way to end an episode. It's a horny episode.
It's a horny episode. Yeah, and then Sly and Dennis like high five and walk off. Dennis walks in with two ladies, one his age, one Sly's age. Mm-hmm. He's like, "Come on, Sly, I can't keep the baby."
Is it that forever. Same girl? Is it the girl that kissed Matt earlier?
I believe so. No, okay. It's this.
It's got to be somebody else.
I think it's the same girl that Sly talked to. So I don't know for sure, because a lot of these faces look the same to me. But I think it's the same person that Sly kisses in the video, and I think that person is the same person who Sly talked to at the very beginning when he's like trying to cast, and then she makes a very like dumb blonde comment.
Oh, right. I want to be an astronaut, basically.
Yeah, he's like, you want to be a star? Yeah, stars in your eyes. That's right. I always wanted to be an astronaut.
Solid line. But
it is very funny.
But just a weird way to end the episode. The episode was all over the place, but I honestly think this is one of my favorites thus far.
Favorite episodes, you're saying, Pete?
Yeah, I did. I was straight up saying that because like it had music stuff, it had shenanigans, it had like interpersonal bullshit that we could discuss. Like I dug the song. I don't know what this show's doing to me. I did not predict that this podcast would like turn me into a fan, but James did. One of our previous guests.
You already were a fan.
I was a fan.
Podcast would just make it worse.
I fully expected us to be like groaning through this, and I know there are some like groan, cringy episodes, but like,
yes,
I'm like learning a lot
about yourself.
Serious, I'm taking this. Yes,
yeah.
But
we're learning.
I really dug it. I really dug it. I don't know. I'm sorry.
It's
George,
okay.
did you like this episode at all?
No, I think. Go ahead, George.
No, I did not.
Did it almost
Wow.
leave out?
Well, you're like a curmudgeon. It's hard to please you.
I hate everything. Yeah.
I think.
Well, I mean, we only have 2 episodes left of the season, which is fucking bonkers. I cannot
what are we
believe
going to do to celebrate?
I mean, I don't know. We should do something. We need to get 1 cast member on per season, I think.
That's soon then.
That's real soon. But it seems like just yesterday we were talking about this fucking pilot, and like now we're 2 episodes just from the end of the first season. I know we still have a lot more, but like, guys, I'm really proud of this little baby that's turned into a toddler.
This is cool. It's walking. You saying it's got legs and it's starting to use them?
Yeah, that's right.
So patrons, we do have a special surprise planned for the season finale. So if you are not a member of Patreon and you do not get our special content, you might want to sign up for this one because it is going to be big. But if you do want special, if you do want to, join Patreon, get access to our extended show and video of the show, you can go to patreon.com/surfdudeswithattitude. You can find everything that has to do with our show at surfdudeswithattitude.com. And Pete, you're a musician?
That's true. Yes, I'm a musician.
What do you play?
I'm a longtime musician. I'm in a band called You Bred Raptors. I'm an endorsed 8-string bass player with Conklin Guitars and a couple pedal companies, including Mojo Hand, Cusack Music, Temple Audio, Rougarou Pedals, and and you can find me at youbredraptors.com.
That's really funny because I have another friend who's in a band. It's Zach. Zach, you're in a band. What do you do?
I think it's Zash.
Hey, it's Zash. I'm over here, Zash, and I'll have some of what Pete's having. You know what I mean? I played a band called Fable Cry, and it's a theatrical rock band, a little bit spooky, a little bit ooky, and we'll put the spooky in your hips if you don't mind.
Give out cookies.
We do. Fablecry.com, at Fablecry at Instagram. Facebook. Zach Fable is my handle, and I usually talk about this now, and then also the band.
You're a spooky dude,
and I'm a spooky guy.
Hey Zach,
look at how spooky I am.
Hey Zash,
yes.
Do you want to guess what the next episode's about?
What's the title? Give me a hint.
Hey George, you want to lay that title on him?
I do. I want to give the name of this title so badly.
I thought you had it up.
I had it up until just 1 minute ago. So thank you for catching me off guard after I forgot all about it. So next week, episode number 12. The title of the episode is called This Time.
That is tough.
Simply This Time?
This Time.
Okay, is this a play on something else?
2 words. 2 words. What the hell happened there?
What was that?
Jeez. Can we? There we go.
What? It's every time you do that, or did you press something?
No, we're celebrating here with. No, it doesn't do it. Of course.
Oh, it's enough celebration. Well, those bubbles were balloons were delightful.
Balloons, yeah.
Bubbles,
rubber bubbles.
Those rubber bubbles.
There we go.
There it is again.
Oh, what are we celebrating, George?
We're celebrating the second to last episode of the season.
That's right.
We're having a big party up in this place.
Well, it's actually
balloons keep coming out. I cannot tell you how much money I have spent on all these balloons that are coming up everywhere.
They just keep going, and they're
Where are you hiding
obviously.
the tank of helium, George? That's crazy.
Up my backside.
Okay.
Wow.
So Zach, we've given you enough time. This time, what is it?
And float yourself. This time, I want to. You know what I would love? If this time was a time travel episode, That's what would make me happy. I hope it's a time
Zach
travel.
has no care about the budget of this show. He goes all out every time.
I saw them do a full-on surfing episode where we didn't see the beach one time. They can do a time traveling episode.
What Sharkies look like in the 1700s?
Yeah, it could be like a dream sequence where we find out. You know, it could be that
we're
old.
unfortunately going to get an Old West dream episode in season 3. So
are you serious?
Strap in. Yeah.
Are you saying like Western Old West?
Yes.
Like Silverado?
Yes, like Silverado with Wilson.
With Wilson?
Yeah.
This is
So
great.
do you have a guess for us?
That's it. The time.
That's a pretty good. It's a good guess.
It's a guess.
So
Yeah, that
Van Damme is going to come in and like travel back in time and
Ooh,
Yeah,
a time cop reference.
Well, I think it's gonna be like. Oh man, it's gonna jump ahead. It's gonna go in the future or the past. That's how time travel works.
Every episode in this series is like time traveling. You never know if they're going to be in the past, present, or future. So.
That's right. That's right. So it'll be like this time, and it'll show them when they're like old and successful. Maybe.
So this time, Jenny assumes the best when her ex-boyfriend suggests that they get back together. But Matt worries that he's too self-centered, and his fears are confirmed when he convinces Jenny to skip band practices and gigs in order to spend time with him.
So close, man. There might be a time portal in there. They just might not lead with
suck
it.
at this game. You're just being nice. Man, I want more for this show. I feel like we already got this episode, except it wasn't with Jenny. It was with Matt. And then it was with Tony. I guess it's Jenny's turn.
This guy looks abusive.
By a boy.
From the just a thumbnail, he looks 40 years old, but you obviously can't tell with this Benjamin Button cast.
What?
But I guess he's supposed to be a little older or something, but she's 16. So anyway, he looks.
I'm trying to see what he looks like.
He looks upset. He looks upset at her for something, but we're gonna have to figure that out for
they have
next
a van.
week.
What? Shit's gonna be crazy. Oh, this old dude, man, I'm gonna dress like him. That's gonna be easy.
This has been Surf Dudes with Attitude. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. As George said, please check out surfdudeswithattitude.com. Please stay tuned if you're a patron for the encore. When we're doing some more side project episodes, we're going to be doing some maybe fun movie stuff because based on the titles of these shows. And yeah, we got something big cooking for the end of the season. So this has been episode 11 of Surf Dudes with Attitude. Thank you so much for listening. And this is Pete from New York City. Ska rules, baby.
New York City.
What?
I won a trip here, and I just never left.
Whoa, that's how good it is. Thanks, everybody, for listening. This has been a real treat having you around. And this is Zach. I live in the longest state, but the thinnest of them all. Goodbye.
George Howell from Chocolatetown, USA. Thank you for listening. Patrons, thank you for making the show possible. And we will see you next week.
Pray up.
All right. So moving on to the after show, we didn't have a special guest.
I gotta pee.
Oh, Pete's got to pee.
All right, I'll go too.
Yeah. So
I need one of you. I need you to do it in shifts because we're still showing here. So.
You're up.
You're right. Oh yeah. We can't cut this, can we?
No, we can't. So.
Oh, that's great.
What's going on with you? What do you have exciting to talk about?
Oh, let's see.
Do you have any big Valentine's Day plans like the Garrisons?
You know what? Actually, yes. My household is going to be watching Dirty Dancing, which I have never seen before.
What?
I love the sways, and I know it's my fault. It's my fault that I haven't watched it yet. So
this should not be a Valentine's Day thing. This should be a Surf Dudes thing. We should be doing this for Patreon.
Well, come hang out. Oh, we could. We do need to do a Point Break as a special thing.
I wasn't going to bring it up. I mean, it is the obvious choice because it is, the #1 surf movie of all time. But
it's the surfest of dudes. Swayze
absolutely,
and Keanu. I would be happy with any Patrick Swayze show. We can just move on to all Patrick Swayze things.
I am still upset to no end that they're remaking Roadhouse.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
I will never get over that.
Yeah. Well, hey, it doesn't take away from what we got originally. I don't think it'll even overshadow it. Like, I don't know.
But that's like remaking Point Break. It's just stupid and moronic. You will never do better. Why even try?
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's a rule for remakes and a rule for cover songs. If you can't do something so completely different or make it so much better, don't even try.
How would you feel about them, like the idea of kind of a professional bouncer coming in and being hired to, like, you know, whip this place into shape is a concept, like that is a career thing, like that's a thing that people have to do. So do you have to name it Roadhouse? Like, do you just do a nod, or do you know, like, yeah, this is kind of a similar plot, but like it's new, so but it's calling it the same name.
You could either make it like Roadhouse 2, because then you're paying homage, and you're not expecting it to be as good as or better than the predecessor.
Sure.
Or you could go in a completely different direction and find a way to make it different. Like maybe if it were a bar on a submarine, that would be something that would be.
Now we're talking.
Right.
Underwater.
Yeah, you have to go a little ridiculous with it.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay. Hello, Pete.
All right.
Hello.
Zach, your turn to leave.
I don't know. This won't take too long. I can hold it.
Yeah.
All right.
But if I piss myself, it won't be the first time.
Have either of you ever dated the same person more than once? Because I feel like Randy Joe, like,
good question.
It's like, you know, breakups and getting back together. They don't talk about it, but for how many episodes are in between them dating? Like they have to be breaking up and doing the baby, I can't live without you. Come back, please.
Yeah, for sure.
That's. I mean, I'll happily say that every group of friends has the two people that are constantly breaking up and getting back together, and it's exhausting because every time they break up, you got to take sides and you have to be there for them, and you know all the shit talking they're doing, they're just gonna get back together, and then you make that one mistake of being like, you know what, you're better off without her. She sucks. He sucks.
I went
and
like
then
3 or 4 times with the same person.
And then they get back together, and then all of a sudden you're the asshole.
Are you talking about George? Pete, are you talking about George?
No, I'm not talking about George. I'm saying like every group of friends has that person. But
like you have to console the person that's broken up with. So you're gonna shit talk, and then you look like an asshole when they get back together.
You're like,
and if they do it a few times, then you know no one's ever going to believe you.
I specifically have had that problem, and to this day, I have a friend. He broke up with his girl, and they had been going out for a long time, and then it was like a bad breakup, and I was there, and I was like, dude, you're better off without her, you know. And then they got back together, and then he told her what I had said, and then to this day, it's weird when I'm around her because she remembers that I said. But
it's
what are you supposed to do?
Who broke up with who? Her or him?
I don't remember the specifics. I just remember he was torn up about it. It seemed like it was like literally a mutual break. It was a mutual break.
So they both agreed with you during that time. They both were like, we're better off without each other. And then
it definitely wasn't him dumping.
You're the villain. Come on. Yeah.
It's just silly, but I'm glad I'm not that guy. I don't think I've dated somebody more than once because I'm like, we broke up for a reason. And it takes me so long to actually break up with somebody because I have to do that confrontation that I'm like, I don't want to go through that again with that person. You know, like rarely do you actually change enough where a relationship can work. So I don't want to take up too much time. What about you, Zach? You ever
my first girlfriend, we broke up and got back together, I think 3 times.
Oh.
And then since then, never again. Like it's very much like when it's done, it is very much done. And I've remained or like rekindled friendships with many of them since. But yeah, as far as romance, like, and maybe because of that first time of going back and forth and being so flippy floppy and seeing how annoying that was and how like I gotta trust my gut. Like if I was right the first time, or if they break up with me, it's like it's probably for good. It's probably a good reason.
I mean, XX is not a good idea in general, but that happens more than actually committing to somebody and being like, we're going to make this work again. Like, no,
you're probably better off than to rehash everything. Just, get your run out of it, do whatever.
You can fuck up somebody else's life that's brand new. Why don't you just do that?
In new ways and the same ways, because you've gotten good at it now.
Because they don't know any better.
Yeah, you got practice. They might not hate those same things.
I found that too. I went out with the same person like 3 or 4 times. The first serious relationship I was in, and then after that, never again. Like when it's done, it's done. Like I'm out.
I wasn't talking about you when I was saying
I know,
friends, but
maybe
you were that guy.
I was, yeah. I feel like we've all been that guy. I remember a couple of your back together.
I honestly don't think I had any. I mean, you might have bad fights or whatever, but usually the people that do this, it's not a good relationship. It's real unstable to begin with. So the fact that they keep throwing all the money on this horse and they keep losing doesn't make any sense to me. So
moving on, does Randy Joe have jealousy issues? Or do you think that it's a healthy kind of thing? Because she's doing the whole like, oh, Matt's the best boyfriend in the whole entire world. And then like he, gets sexually assaulted by this person pulling his hand in for a handshake to kiss him. And she gets all upset that he kissed a girl in a music video.
It's true. It wasn't his fault.
If they've been together for a while, there should have been, I would hope that there would be, that she would have believed him. That she was like, hey, I didn't do it. Like Sly made this happen. She kissed me. There should be some trust in there. I don't know. I think everybody should kiss everybody. So like that line of like, that line of like, don't, no, you're not allowed. It's just like, come on, it's stupid. It's a kiss. But I know it's
campaign
also
promise.
Super common for that to be a line, and like kissing counts as cheating. And for monogamous people, that's great. But like,
for someone as healthy as Kirk Cameron to have set rules in place,
that's true. Do you think
it can't be that weird of a thing?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think this relationship should last. For many reasons.
This is officially the end of it. So
I definitely
does not come back.
Maybe because they ran into Mr. and Mrs. Garrison on the beach when they went to talk.
Or it's probably because we're tired of having to deal with it and telling them, oh, you guys are in such a great relationship, and then they break each other's hearts. And
we knew the episode. We knew the episode. Sorry, we knew the episode was gonna. It was like building them up just so they could like tear it down. They're like, Matt is the best boyfriend, and he would never do anything to jeopardize that. And then boom, it takes one thing that's not even his fault, and then the relationship is in shambles. So, and then what does it take? It takes him literally pouring his heart out and being sad and pathetic and being all doom and gloom and saying, I should kill myself because I'll never find love again. And that's when she takes him back. And so that's also a toxic trait.
And then getting kicked back down by losing the contest, the music video contest.
I bet she doesn't want him anymore.
Probably. She probably dumps him because he's a loser.
We don't know if they got second place or like how many finalists there were either. I think in a music video, like it's probably an hour-long show. What are they? They're probably having 8 with commercials and stuff. So they could be 8th place or they could be 2nd place. Either way, they're not going to New York. Only thing we know is that
the winners are from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
That's true. We missed that in the episode. Yins.
Yep.
So,
Yins.
so have
Two
either of
Yinzers.
Yins ever worn cowboy boots? Zach, you're from Tennessee.
Oh, my
I
God.
have to believe that you've worn cowboy
Well,
Probably
boots.
have
yes,
cowboy
and I
boots
was-
on right now.
I do. You can't see him, but I do. I was born in Denver, and it's it's country and western out there.
The law.
And I had I think my first boots were cowboy boots for many years. Not so much in Tennessee, actually. Should I bring them back? Is it time?
Okay, where was that in the episode? By the way,
Matt's wearing cowboy
Matt was
boots.
wearing them.
no shit, I missed that.
Yeah, Matt wore them at least in 2 scenes.
Oh, right
Yeah.
on.
With a hoodie thing.
I've
Yeah.
never worn cowboy boots. I don't know if that's surprising.
You got to break them in,
I
son. It takes a while.
They're called cowboy boots, but they're really just like pull-on steel-toed boots that I wear for work. But they are considered cowboy boots, and they are pretty comfortable. I'm
All
not
right.
gonna lie.
Nobody can tell you you're not a cowboy, George, or an astronaut.
It is true.
That's true.
I ride horses all the time.
They shoot those, don't they?
So, do you guys like celebrate anniversaries?
Yes.
You're asking on Valentine's Day.
I am, yeah, because the Garrisons,
'cause it's
they're
a
going all
Valentine's
out to make love on the beach.
Make love. They would make love. Dick
They
and
would,
Gail
yeah.
make love.
Yeah, they
Matt,
definitely.
Randy, and Joe are fucking.
You know,
Definitely.
15 year spread like that, you know, you got to keep the
We
romance
don't.
alive.
We don't know. We don't know. We just don't know. I don't care about actual days. Like I will celebrate. Like, hey, we've been together this long, or hey, it's President's Day, or something really important to you. But like, I don't know. My schedule's so hectic, and either on tour or I'm bartending or whatever. Like, I don't want to designate it to that actual day. You know, and that gets kind of dicey with birthdays because everyone wants to feel special on their birthday. So
That's
I don't
true.
it's tough.
Yes, I do, Pete.
I bet
You
I
forgot mine. I don't think you forgot mine.
I don't think I knew yours.
Oh,
Oh wait, isn't it like very close to Christmas or around
it's so
Christmas?
close to Christmas. Yeah,
It's like the 24th or something.
it's the 22nd. No,
Oh.
you're thinking of the 24th. Is when the actor who plays Richard Garrison died.
Yes.
But that's why you thought of it. That's why you thought it was the 24th. No, the 22nd is my birthday.
Yeah, it's solstice. Oh, that's right, because we're solstice babies.
Yeah,
I won't
It's
forget.
very cuspy. Yeah, I used to, I think, pay attention to anniversaries a lot more, or just anniversaries of everything, romance and
Mhm.
otherwise. Of like, it's been a year since this, or this same day on the month. But I still do. I'll still acknowledge it. Yeah, it's pretty good. How about you, George? Do you like anniversaries?
My wife and I kind of acknowledge it, and we might like go out to dinner or something like that, but we don't make a big deal out of it. And
Mhm.
my wife hates Valentine's Day as much as I do, so it's pretty awesome.
That's
So,
great.
It's a good thing you're recording this then.
Yeah, she would not care because it's just a Hallmark holiday.
Yeah. It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you guys have like any breakup rituals? Do you like write songs? Do you, do you have like a certain kind of like food or something? Do you mope around? Do you sleep with all your ex's friends? Like what do you normally
Wow.
do when you're going through a breakup?
Man, how do I check all of the above? No, you know what's funny? I don't have them anymore because I wore them out, but I had this pair of socks that had axes on them.
Okay.
And I wore these socks were like my breakup socks.
Because your ex-girlfriend would hate
I
them.
would wear them. I would wear them during breakups. It happened also with like
What?
firing people from the band. I'd be like, I gotta put on these. I gotta
They're
put
just
on
your
my
bad
axe
time
socks.
socks.
Where do you keep the socks when you're not in mourning?
Well, I'd still sometimes wear them.
Were those
Because I
bad
never
days?
knew it would happen. No, it happened a couple times on accident. And I was like, I've been wearing these socks every time this happens.
Uh-huh.
And so then it started being intentional when I was like, I gotta go, I gotta have a meeting, and I gotta let him go. And then, we're like, this is gonna be bad. This is a breakup. Time to wear my Axe socks. They're worn out. Too many breakups.
Would you ever start shit just so you could wear the socks? It's like these
like,
haven't been worn in a while. I need to break up with somebody.
Really
or need to fire
like
somebody.
socks.
They're like a voodoo doll. Do you like poke holes in them
miss
after?
wearing these socks. That's why I had to retire them.
Do you have a new pair of breakup socks?
You know what? I was gonna say I haven't done any breakups since I retired these socks. I think that might be true.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I will need some new socks.
You got to be prepared, man. What are
do.
you doing?
I do. I gotta be prepared.
Get him.
I'm not in
California.
I'm definitely buying him a nice
California
pair of
Dreams
socks,
Axe socks.
Yeah. So there's a.
Are they battle axes or are they like timber axes?
They're like hatchets.
Okay.
It'll be Randy Joe on one side and an axe on the other.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a ritual I had for a few.
That's a great answer.
That is, yeah, way more inventive than I would have assumed. Pete, how about you?
I mean, I am sad and feel sorry for myself, and I don't know. A lot of my breakups have been a long time coming, so you kind of mourn while you're still in the relationship, but when it happens, it's still a gut punch. Mm-hmm. Yeah, writing music, but a lot of times it's just like just getting out of bed is difficult. So trying to immerse yourself in something and still be healthy about it is tough. But, breakups happen and they suck. And you can make something positive out of it or not. Or you could wear socks and anthropomorphize those. Well, I don't know. Everyone's different strokes.
Yeah.
It's always a mixed feeling, like you're depressed because like ultimately you're thinking like, oh, there's something wrong with me. Why can't I just like work my shit out? But then also it's like freedom.
Yeah, it's so exciting. It can totally be exciting.
Yeah, I remember I can do whatever I want.
I wasn't divorced, but I was in a committed living together domestic partnership that we had to legally go and get papers signed for and all that. So when that dissolved, it was like, this is a divorce. This is just like a diet divorce, basically. Like, it was cheap to get it done, but it's still like you legally have to separate yourself from this person. And that was like kind of a bigger deal than I thought it was going to be, because we only got together because of like insurance purposes. But afterwards it was like, oh crap, like now I have like, nobody changed their name or anything, but it was like, oh, you're still attached to literally every legal form that I have, so.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
So have either of you ever written a breakup song? I mean, I'm sure that you've written music while going through a breakup, but have you ever like specifically written a breakup song like Matt?
No.
Not.
I write hopeful. Oh, sorry. I would say I write hopeful stuff. That's more like my niche. It might sound sad as fuck, but it's got a tinge of lighthearted hope in it that I hope people can relate to.
Too, because you're an instrumental band. You can write the song about whatever you want and give it whatever title.
Or I can learn a classical song and tell my girlfriend I wrote it for her, as we found last episode.
Heck yeah.
It looks like Zach died again.
I hate dying.
Keep going, baby. I'll keep talking.
This blows.
I've definitely had songs that I've relegated to my breakups.
Like this?
I remember there's a song on the newest You Bred Raptors album called Dogpile. It wasn't about a breakup, but it was just like being in a terrible relationship with a band member that was in the band. And I remember he like him and the cellist one time after a show, like after a pretty good show, they like sat me down outside and just dressed me down. They were just like, you're a piece of shit. You're dragging this band down. The songs are all sounding the same. That's why we're not getting any further ahead. And it was like in front of our fans, they were saying this, and I just had to had to take it. I just had to take it and try to remain professional. But inside, I just wanted to cry. And I did as soon as I got home, because it was just like, I just went through that domestic partnership breakup. I had lost my dog. And then this happened, and so that's what that song Dogpile is about on the album.
Wow.
And it sounds like a hopeful rejuvenating song, but that's what that literally you can tell what the song's about based on whatever the title is, because the like naming a song is very important to me, and there's maybe only a handful of all my songs that have nothing to do with anything. But that one's like painful to play, because it's like that takes me right back to that moment of just being like, oh, like nobody's looking out for me. These people are just in my band to, you know, get paid, or because they're sadistic and they want to be bullies. I don't know.
Right.
Man, that's
Zach,
awful. That is an
how
awful
about
story.
You a big writer of music about breakup songs?
Not often. I've done it. I've had a few songs that where lines were inspired by them, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like inspired by the breakups. Both like hopeful and kind of sad sap, and also like revengey. But that's like, yeah, that's like amplifying the emotions. You know, any like angry breakup songs. Like I haven't really had much anger towards breakups, but I might think that makes the song more interesting than just sad.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely inspired by breakups.
What is your favorite breakup song?
Oh, I got one. Oh, wait, no, I don't. I thought.
You
gotta know.
I remember. It's funny. It's so funny you should say that, because like my brother, I went through a breakup in college, and my brother like made me a mix CD like of like Pete's breakup mix, and
Yeah,
so many good songs on that fucking album. And
Your
one of them
brother
was
is always excellent at making a good
Yeah.
mixtape.
one of them was, and it's not even. It's the opposite of a breakup song. That's why I hesitated. But it's "Head Over Feet" by Alanis Morissette, and like
that's
that.
fine, yeah.
That is what
Yeah.
I think of during a breakup and stuff, but it's
Sure.
really about that new feeling of love when you find somebody after a breakup kind of thing.
New
But
beginnings count, man.
yeah.
Good pick.
that'd be it.
Zach, how about you?
So I listened to a lot of Savage Garden, and
What?
Darren Hayes. Yes, I do. And
Oh my god, I had no idea. Aren't they Australian? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
they are.
god.
yeah, no, I don't know if
This
you've
is
ever
huge.
listened to their music, but
That one song.
yeah, no, they're more than that one song, and that one song's
Oh
great.
my-
But like,
wow.
there's so much more. And Darren Hayes, like the lead singer, has a whole solo career. Is still playing. Just put out a new album. He has several like good breakup songs, and so before he came out as gay, he was married to a woman, and like during their like kind of in between their first two albums, they were getting kind of in the process of getting divorced. So there are some like but they remained friends, and they're like best friends, but it was just not working. So there are some really good breakup songs on there that are like, this is heart wrenching. We're in this situation that we hate, but this is the way things are going. We can't be together, but like,
Right.
I care about you. And we kind of like, I want you to be there for me, but we can't be like, not in the way that we've been. So anyway, yeah, I like the way he writes breakup songs.
Huge news. Savage Garden fan here. Yeah. I would say honorable mention. There's a song by Nickel Creek called "Somebody More Like You." No, wait, "Someone Like You." No, what's the Adele song? Not that one. "Somebody More Like You."
Yeah,
And it's it's like a bluegrass song, but it's like in a minor key, and it is a real stingy.
yeah,
Fuck you. You know, you're so small. It's really good.
yeah.
I learned on
amazing.
guitar. Yeah.
Oh man, Jim Croce's got a bunch of good breakup songs too. I really like because I'm old Jim Croce, and Tom Waits' "Martha." That song's fucking gut wrenching. But that's like a post breakup. That's like we haven't seen each other in forever, and I'm just calling to say hi, and like maybe we can get some coffee and reminisce. But things are different. Just like, I don't know that I'd want to do that with any of my exes, really, but it's a good song.
Not with the time in a bottle guy. He's fucking depressing as shit. But speaking of Chris Steele, he made an entire album about his divorce, and like he was kind of with his ex-wife's consent. That whole Punch Brothers album is about his divorce and like what he
Wow.
was going through in real time. It's amazing. It's very proggy and weird, but
Yeah.
he sounds like a nightmare to be with.
Oh, dang. So even the album from his perspective,
Yeah, he talks
he's the
about all his
protagonist,
shortcomings. Yeah,
and it's
totally.
still just like, no, you're wrong.
You have to be a psycho if you're that good at your little baby tiny instrument, you know?
Fair.
Yeah. All right.
You want to ask us about our stand-up career, George, since you definitely planned that question?
I did. Yeah. How hard is it to be a comedian? No.
Well,
I mean,
How hard is it to shoot a music video? Because I mean, is it something that you just do from, point a camera out of a garbage can and you have a music video? Both of you have experience with this. What does it really
no,
take?
there's a lot that goes into it, especially like I think there was probably a time like early YouTube, which would have been just a little bit before my current band Fable Cry was doing music videos, where it maybe was easier to do DIY, but things got like accessibility to good equipment happened so quickly
Right.
that like even DIY music videos have to be good. And I love making music videos. We've got like a dozen of them that we've done, and yeah, there's so much that goes into it. More than I've never done one as simple as this one. That's just them like playing in a garage, and every time we do it, like there's usually a narrative involved. There's tons of makeup, and it's very theatrical, and there's a lot of storytelling in most of our music videos. There's like puppets sometimes, and
Zach, we're losing you, so I'm gonna drop you until you come back. Pete, let's go to you. Have you made music videos before?
so we made one real big one. I should say, like one video like 10 years ago. We like got a whole crew out, and we spent money on it, and it was like a couple different locations, and that was filmed all in Astoria without permits. And it was a whole narrative, but that's all like the director, like he wrote and designed it and storyboarded it, and like he put like a lot of fucking thought into it, and it was like gonna help his reel as well. But that was the last time, and I really wish we had done more, but the constant lineup changes and shit, and just trying to hey, you can do it for $2,000, but when do you just have $2,000 lying around? A lot of times when you're in a band, like you could, that's a van for tour. Like, so we always just pushed it on, and looking back, we probably should have put more into content as opposed to just touring and touring and touring. So I
Zach,
really like
sorry,
it. It's called Pickpocket. If anyone wants to look it up.
That is a great video. Zach,
Absolutely.
sorry you were breaking up. You were saying that DIY equipment got a lot better, and
I don't know
Yeah.
how much we can salvage from that.
yeah, got a lot more accessible. So the need to make music videos that were competitive with others, even if bands were independent and just putting them out, like you kind of had to do something that looked good. But I love putting a lot into it, and I have gotten fortunate because like my childhood best friend, one of the guys that I played music with in high school, he went into filmmaking when I continued with music, and he's helped produce and co-direct a bunch of our music videos. So, I mean, the concepts are all like big and theatrical, and like there's a lot of makeup and costumes, and sometimes puppets and narrative. We've done, I think, a dozen of them now. And Pete, to your point, like I think we've at times I've wondered, like, I'm really happy that we have so many music videos. Like that feels like a lot of music videos for a band that's been independent this whole time. But also it is meant to like, okay, video or new van, like video or tour, so we have gone more the like content route, and we have toured
and he's
for less
breaking
than
up again. So
fuck me.
Not very good connection here, but the big thing that I found is like we're going around talking about DIY and everything, but I feel like DIY just means that you do it yourself. Like it doesn't feel like
that's what it's supposed to mean, but it's become an aesthetic now, where basically you can have you can have a crew of 10 people, but it's still DIY because you're not getting any like funding from it. Even like GoFundMe stuff that's technically DIY as well. It's just
right.
Even Daddy's money is technically DIY. Right, so it's just a way to say like, hey, we're doing from the ground up, but really you have a lot of fucking help. Like true DIY is just, it's what my band does, and it's what Zach does when he puts on festivals, and like it's what this podcast is. It's just like figuring it out,
Gonna say, yeah, it's like what we do here. Like I have a video production company. I'm funding it myself. It doesn't mean that we have any less equipment or any less experience. It just means that it's not big business. Like we're just a small business.
Yeah. You know what? Each one of us have a little brother in a trash can that you can't see that's filming this. So
it's true.
All right,
and you do it long enough that you just end up getting very good at it. And I'd say we've all gotten pretty good at this. I don't know if this specifically. I think we're pretty good at this.
Big talk for somebody that keeps dropping out.
Yeah, this right here is not a great representation of what I'm capable of. No, but in our, I'm not going to talk too long because that's all that matters. It cuts out. I keep it brief, and then it's fine.
Just look pretty.
All right, that's going to end it for this week. Patrons, thank you so much for sticking around and for your support. You make the show possible, and we cannot thank you enough. Next week, we will be back. And in the meantime, have a great week.
Yep. Thanks, guys, gals, everyone in between.
Love you. Bye.
This has been a Winning Moon production.